My beloved child, you once believed that your past mistakes had condemned you, that I was disappointed in you. But understand this. My love for you is not based on your perfection. It is rooted in my own nature, which is ever merciful and faithful. I have seen every tear of repentance you've shed, every sigh that words could not express. None of it was in vain. Each tear was a prayer lifted from the depths of your soul, and I have heard every beat of that silent cry. Now I want you to know that no wound is too deep for my grace to reach. No past is too dark for my light to break through. You no longer need to hide nor pretend to be strong. Come near to me as a child returns to the arms of their father. Lay down every burden you've been holding on to, the guilt, the self-condemnation, the memories you thought you could never escape. Know this, all of it has been washed clean in the crimson flow of the Redeemer's blood. I have not only forgiven you, I have restored you. I have not only wiped your tears, I have turned them into the oil that will anoint you for the new journey ahead. In the very place where you once fell, I will raise you up and make you a living testimony of heaven's mercy. Do not let the enemy remind you of your past when I am calling you into your future. The past can only bind you if you choose to hold on to it. But when you release it, you will find freedom light as a bird escaping the cage it has known too long. My child, learn to see yourself through my eyes. When I look at you, I do not see a failure. I see a warrior in the making. I do not see a sinner. I see a child returning home to the Father's house. I do not see weakness. I see strength being refined in the fire of testing. Let me define who you are, not your past, not your mistakes. It is time to stop condemning yourself. Lift your head high, for grace has covered you. Walk in the freedom I have purchased for you with my very life. You are no longer who you were yesterday. You are a new creation, reborn to live in the light. I am not calling you back to what was, but inviting you forward into the depths of grace, where you will understand that my love has never changed, even though you have. So walk with me. Let me take your hand and guide you through each new day. When you are weak, I will be your strength. When you are lost, I will be your compass. When you fall, I will be the arm that lifts you up. You no longer have to rely on your own striving, for I will complete what you cannot. Believe this, though the road ahead will have its trials. I will be there not just as your God, but as your Father, your faithful companion, who will never leave you. My child, do not look back anymore. The past is finished. The old door has closed, and I am opening a new one that leads to life, peace, and overflowing joy. Step forward, not in fear, but in faith, not in your own strength, but in mine. For I, who began the good work in you, will bring it to completion until the very end. And when you look back, you will see that every mistake, every tear, every fall was simply a stepping stone that led you home to the house of grace, where I have been waiting all along with arms wide open. Beloved, what you receive today is not a fleeting comfort, but a sacred gift, wrapped by my own hands in eternal love and wisdom. Every word I speak carries life, and when it touches your heart, it does more than console. It revives, restores, and transforms your soul. Do not treat this lightly as mere words or passing emotion. This is a seed from heaven sown into the soil of your heart to grow into new life. As you open yourself to receive it, this seed will take root, deeply rise up, and bear fruit in the appointed season I have ordained. Remember, not a single word I speak is without meaning. Everything you are hearing, sensing, and experiencing carries a divine purpose to draw you closer to me and to help you see yourself through my light. I know there are things you still do not understand, and moments of uncertainty that make you tremble, but, my child, do not be afraid. Every detail of your life is held in my hands. I do not make mistakes, overlook, or forget anything. Every step you take, even the uneven ones, has been arranged to lead you higher, deeper, and stronger in faith. Do not let my silence cause you to doubt. Do not think that because you cannot see I am not at work. I am moving quietly, yet powerfully, unseen, yet precise. Like a seed buried in the soil, though your eyes do not see, life is stirring beneath the surface. Roots are spreading and a sprout is preparing to rise. In the same way, I am working within your life. What you call delay is often the time I use to perfect what is best. When you learn to trust, you will see that I am never late, but always arrive at the exact moment when you are ready to receive the fullness of my blessing. My beloved, let me enter the deepest chambers of your heart, the places you've never dared to touch, where your wounds, fears, and unspoken pains reside. I hear even what you cannot put into words. I understand every sigh, every tear that falls in the quiet of the night. Not a single cry of yours vanishes into the void, for each one is inscribed upon my heart. When you pour yourself out before me, you are not speaking into emptiness. You are speaking to the one who has always been there, patient, gentle, and full of love. Believe that I am not only listening, but also responding in ways far beyond what you imagine. Sometimes, my answer comes through a person I send into your life. Sometimes it comes through what seems like coincidence, but is in fact a carefully orchestrated design. At other times, my answer is the quiet peace that fills your soul, calming your fears even when circumstances remain unchanged. And one day when you look back, you will see that everything I did was good, that even the most confusing turns were threads woven into the perfect tapestry of grace. My child, let this message take deep root within you, for it carries the breath of heaven. Do not merely hear it and forget, but treasure it in your heart, so that every word, every breath of mine may soak into the very fibers of your soul. Let it become your strength when you feel weak, your lamp when you walk through darkness, and the gentle whisper that reminds you you are never alone. Do not be afraid to share with me the things that weigh you down. You do not need to pretend to be strong before me. Let me see you as you are, fragile, weary, uncertain, even angry. I am not a stranger to these emotions. I bore them all upon the cross so you would never have to carry them alone. Let me lift away each burden, each chain of sin, fear, and shame that you have worn for too long. I do not only desire to forgive you, I desire to set you free, truly free in my love. And when you let go, you will feel light. When you surrender, peace will flood your heart. When you trust, you will witness miracles. For what I am preparing for you is not mere comfort, but transformation. You will look back and realize that everything which once caused you pain was the very thing I used to open the path to a joy beyond all expectation. Like the sunrise after a long night, my light will shine upon you, and you will know I have always been faithful. My beloved, stand firm. Wait with hope. For just a little while longer, you will see grace overflow. I have heard, I have seen, and I am working, not tomorrow, not someday, but now in this very moment. All good things are drawing near, and they are coming not because you deserve them, but because I love you, with a love that never changes. Therefore, my child, open your heart wide. Receive all that I am pouring out upon you. Do not fear, do not doubt, and do not shut yourself off. Believe that what I am doing within you is the very best, and when the appointed time comes, you will burst forth in joy, a joy not born of this world but flowing directly from heaven itself. And in that moment you will understand every promise I have spoken I have kept. Every word I have declared I have fulfilled. For I am the faithful one, and you are the one forever loved in my embrace. My beloved child, trust in my guidance, for you will never lose your way when you walk in my light. You may not yet see the entire path ahead, but it is enough to know that my hand is holding yours. Let me lead you step by step, even when your vision is obscured by the mist of trials. I am the one who has gone before you, preparing every detail, arranging every circumstance, and I will never allow you to walk alone in the darkness. When you learn to trust, when you place your heart fully into my hands, you will see that all fear fades away, for my perfect love casts out fear. You cannot find wholeness by your own strength, but you will discover it as you walk with me day by day, moment by moment. I know you have tried to control everything, afraid that if you let go, everything would fall apart. But my child, learn to release, for only when you loosen your grip can I move freely. When you let me lead, you will be guided into green pastures where your soul finds rest, and into still waters where peace flows like a river. Walk in the freedom I have given you. You were not born to be chained by sin, emotion, or the past. You were never meant to live haunted by what was lost or terrified of what is to come. I have broken every chain from your hands now. It is your choice. Will you remain in the prison of memory or step into the light of freedom? Remember when I said, You are free. It was not a poetic promise, but an eternal truth. That freedom is not merely a thought, but a state of the soul where you are no longer bound by anxiety, no longer controlled by emotion, no longer afraid of forces that seek to steal your peace. I know this world can weary you. It will try to make you doubt yourself, doubt my plan, and doubt your worth. But remember, my child, you do not belong to darkness, you belong to light. You are not a wanderer searching for meaning, you are a vessel carrying divine purpose. I have placed within you a flame, the fire of faith, of hope, and of love, and no power can extinguish it. Keep it burning even when the winds blow fiercely, for that light will guide you and illuminate the path for those lost around you. Do not fear the sudden turns of life, for they are not sent to make you fall, but to lift you higher. Every season in your life carries purpose, even the barren ones. When you cannot feel my presence, do not assume I am distant. On the contrary, that is when I am teaching you to walk by faith, not by sight. Your faith is not refined in easy days, but in the long nights when you choose to believe even when nothing seems certain. And in those nights the seed of steadfastness takes root deep within you, so that when dawn comes, you will stand firm in the radiant light of victory. My beloved, you were not created to live small beneath the shadow of fear. You were made to reign with me, to walk in the authority and stability of truth. I have given you the power to speak to mountains and see them move. I have granted you authority to trample upon serpents, scorpions, and all the powers of the enemy, and nothing shall harm you. So why do you still tremble? Rise up, clothe yourself with the armor of righteousness, take up the sword of my word, and step forward as a warrior of light. For you were not redeemed merely to rest, you were called to conquer. When you walk in my truth, you will come to understand that joy does not arise from everything being perfect, but from knowing you are in the right place within my embrace. That joy does not fade with the seasons, nor vanish when the storms come. It is a living stream that flows endlessly within your spirit, for its source is me, the well that never runs dry. And when you drink from that stream, you will no longer thirst for the fleeting things of this world, for your soul will have found what truly satisfies. Hold fast to my promises, my child. They are the firm foundation beneath your feet when the earth trembles. Though the world may change and people may betray, my word never shifts. Every word I have spoken carries the power to become reality. When you cling to my word, you are holding on to life itself, to peace and to direction. So do not let your heart waver, and do not let your ears be filled with the noise of the world. Be still and hear my voice in the silence. My beloved child, do not let the voices of the world define you. Do not let judgment, gossip, or the cold stares of others make you forget who you truly are in my eyes. You were not created to live for human approval, but to reflect the glory of the Creator. I know how many times your heart has bled because of words that wounded you, words that made you question your worth. But those voices are not truth. Do not let them become chains that bind your soul, for you do not belong to them. You belong to me, the one who called you by name, the one who knows you better than you know yourself. There will be those who try to remind you of past wounds, who bring up old mistakes to make you forget the forgiveness I have already given. They may look at you through the lens of yesterday, but I see you through the light of tomorrow. They see what you once were, but I see what you are becoming. So do not bow your head in shame. Lift it high, for my grace has covered you. When I forgive, I forget. When I restore, I make new. No one has the right to define you by your past, for that past has been washed clean by the redeeming blood. My child, the world may call you by many names, but only one name truly exists in the book of heaven, the name I have given you. You are called redeemed, beloved, chosen. You are no longer a victim of what once was. You are a living testimony of the transforming power of grace. Let that truth sink deep into your heart, like cool water, soothing dry wounds. Remember when I called Moses from the burning bush, he only saw his weakness and flaws, but I saw in him the deliverer of a nation. Likewise, you may see only your shortcomings, but I see within you the potential of one chosen to carry light into the world. Do not believe the words of man, for you were created by my word, and that word never changes. I have declared that you are a child of light, a marvelous work in my hands, a precious gem in a darkened world. I do not love you with fleeting emotion, but with an everlasting love, the love that moved me to give everything to win you back. Even when you turned away, I waited. Even when you fell, my arms were open. And no matter how many times you stumble, my love for you will never diminish. Remember this, my child, the world's approval is temporary, but my affirmation is eternal. You do not need to strive for recognition, for you are already known by me. You do not need to chase after the praise of others, for I have already called you beloved. You do not need to prove your worth, for I have placed that worth within your very soul. You are precious not because of what you do, but because of who created you. There will be times when the noise of the world drowns out my voice, but pause and listen. In the stillness you will hear me whisper, you belong to me. Whenever doubt creeps into your heart, return to the beginning, to the place where my love was revealed through the cross. There, every truth is made clear. There you will realize that your worth is not measured by success or failure, but by the price of blood I have shed for you. You may forget, but I never forget you. Micah 7:1-8 says, "Who is a God like you, who pardons sin and forgives the transgression? You do not stay angry forever, but delight to show mercy. My child, I delight in loving you. My love does not waver with the seasons of your emotions, nor does it change when you do. It is an unquenchable flame that burns bright, even in the fiercest storm. When you fall, it lifts you up. When you fear, it shelters you. When you wander, it lights the path that leads you home. My beloved one, stand firm in the name I have given you. Do not let the voices around you make you forget the voice of your Father. When I call you beloved, no one can call you forsaken. When I call you chosen, no power can strip you of that calling. And when I declare you belong to me, no force of darkness can change that truth. Walk in the confidence that comes from this truth, not arrogance, but the steadfast assurance that you are loved unconditionally. Let that love be the source of your strength, so you no longer seek affirmation from others, but instead become one who affirms the weary souls around you. When you know who you are in me, you will no longer fear losing the approval of man, for you will know that my heart is enough for you. My child, once again I say to you, I love you deeply, with an unfading love. I love you in your strength, and I love you in your weakness. I love you not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. My support for you knows no limits. It is as steadfast as the mountain and as gentle as the spring breeze. Let that love become your breath, your rhythm, your very reason for being. My beloved child, the days ahead will not be easy. Storms will rise, trials will come, and your faith will be tested like gold in the fire. There will be moments of weariness, times when you wonder why everything feels so difficult. But it is in those very moments that your true faith is revealed, not faith that stands when all is calm, but faith that endures when everything around you crumbles. I tell you this, if you are anchored in me, you will not be swept away. When the winds howl, your roots in me will hold you steady. Though the ground shakes, you will not fall, for I am the unshakable foundation beneath you. The world will continue to shift values, overturn truth, distorted love replaced by selfishness. But you, my child, are called to be different. You do not belong to the darkness, but to the light. You are not led by fear, but by heaven's faith. Therefore, when trials come, do not be afraid. See them as opportunities for your faith to grow stronger. Each hardship is not your enemy, but a ladder lifting you higher on your spiritual journey. Let the fire of trial not consume you, but refine you, so that your soul may shine like pure gold. The first step in this preparation is surrender, complete, wholehearted, holding nothing back. Surrender is not weakness. It is the highest expression of trust. When you place everything in my hands, you are declaring that you trust me more than yourself. Let go of the burdens you still carry, the fear of the future, the pain of the past, the need for control. Give them all to me. Let me bear them, for I have never grown weary of carrying your life. My child, do not try to do what only I can do. Pause, take a deep breath, and say to me, Lord, I give it all to you. When you say it with all your heart, peace will come, not a fleeting peace, but the rest of the soul that knows it is safe in the hands of the Almighty. I said, cast all your anxiety on me because I care for you. 1 Peter 5:7. That word remains true, yesterday, today, and forever. I know every tear you have shed, every sleepless night you have endured, and every unspoken worry you carry. Nothing escapes my eyes, and no burden is too heavy for my hands. Yet I cannot lift what you refuse to release. Letting go is the first step of true faith. Believe that when you open your hands, I will not let you fall. Let me do what only I can do to heal, restore, and renew you from within. Do not cling to the things of this world. What you see is temporary here today, gone tomorrow. People build castles on sand and weep when the waves wash them away. But the wise place their hope upon the rock, upon me. Remember, you were not created to live for what fades, but for what endures forever. Do not anchor your heart to what will decay, for it will wear down your soul. Instead, lift your eyes and look toward eternity, where every promise I have spoken still stands. You were born for more than fame, wealth, or success. You were born to reflect my glory, to carry light into the darkness, to become a witness of hope in a world drowning in despair. My child, when your priorities are rightly placed, everything else will fall into order. I have promised, seek first my kingdom and my righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Matthew 6:3. You do not need to chase blessings, for blessings will pursue you when you walk in the right direction. When you choose me as your center, I will take care of everything around you. When you choose worship over worry, the heavens will open. When you choose faith over fear, miracles will unfold. I am your provider, not only for your body, but also for your soul. I am your protector, not only from danger, but from the hardening of your heart. I am your sustainer, not only lifting you when you fall, but keeping you steady in the storm. My child, I know every need before you speak it. When you call out, I have already heard. When you sigh, I have already felt it. I am not only the God of great wonders, but the Father attentive to the smallest details of your life. Trust in me, not because you understand everything, but because you know who I am. Trust does not mean you will never face difficulties. It means that even in them, you are certain I am working for your good. Everything I allow has a purpose, to teach you how to rely fully on me. And when you learn that, you will see that my grace is sufficient for you no matter what you face. Do not fear your weakness, for in weakness my power is made perfect. Do not be anxious when you cannot see the way, for in the fog I will be your light. Do not doubt when doors close, for sometimes I must shut the old to open the new. You need only one thing to keep believing. And when you believe, you will see that I never fail to keep my promises. Therefore, surrender all things into my hands. Place your whole life into the hands that once stretched out to form the heavens and were later nailed to the cross out of love for you. You do not need to understand everything, only to believe that I love you. When you live in that faith, you will find miracles in every breath, peace in every moment, and grace in every step. And I, your glorious provider, will make all things beautiful in my perfect time. My beloved child, even now I am with you, not far away, not only when you pray or seek me, but in every breath, every heartbeat, every small moment of your life. My presence never leaves you, even when you feel alone or weary. Whether you sense it or not, I am working in you, through you, and around you. When you are weak, I carry the weight you cannot bear. When you are silent, I speak through the simplest things, the whisper of the wind, the morning light, or the deep peace that cannot be explained. My child, be certain of this, you are never abandoned. For I, your Creator, dwell in every part of your being. The steadiness of my support never wavers, no matter how much the world around you changes. People may withdraw and their promises may fade like morning mist, but my promise stands firm forever. When you find yourself walking through the valley of the shadow of death, remember that my hand is holding yours. When you pass through the fire of testing, the flames will not consume you, for I am in the fire with you. My strength does not come from this world, nor is it dependent on your condition. It flows from everlasting love, a love that has never failed, never weakened, and never turned away. The plans I have for you are not small as you once imagined. My child, know this, your destiny is written by the hand of the Almighty. Every path you walk, whether joy or sorrow, is a line in the story I am writing through your life. I have ordained for you a journey more radiant than anything your mind can comprehend. When you see failure, I see formation. When you see loss, I am preparing abundance. When you think the door has closed, I am opening a new way, not merely for you to pass through, but for you to rise higher. For I never lead you into a dead end, I lead you deeper into faith. So, my child, step forward, not with trembling feet of fear, but with the boldness of faith. Stand firm in the assurance that you are meant to be here in this very moment, not by chance, but by divine design. No moment in your life is random. Everything that unfolds lies within. My hands and every step you take has been perfectly arranged by me. Walk as one who knows they are called, chosen, and sent. Live as one who understands that their destiny carries eternal meaning. But these words are not meant to be heard and forgotten. They are meant to be lived, to act upon, to become the heartbeat of your days. I do not speak merely to comfort you for a moment. I speak to awaken you. Let these words not only touch your mind but sink deep into your soul like seeds planted in good soil. Let them take root within you, nourish you, and grow into actions, choices, and attitudes that reflect my glory. Let this message become your compass amid the temptations and noise of the world. When you must make a choice, pause and remember, I am watching you with eyes of love. Let my word shape every decision you make. When you stand at the crossroads, ask yourself, Lord, will this bring me closer to you? If the answer is no, have the courage to walk away. For there is no path more worthy than the one that draws you near to me. Carry my word as your shield and as the lamp to your feet. When the world tells you to compromise, let my word remind you whose you are. My child, do not merely speak of faith, live by faith. Do not only hear about love, let that love flow through you to others. Do not simply read my word, let it become the very breath of your being. Let my presence within you shine through your words, your gaze, your actions. The world is longing to see me, and you are the mirror through which I desire to reflect my light. Let my word shape the way you see life. When others choose anger, choose love. When the world chooses selfishness, choose sacrifice. When people fall into despair, choose trust. Live differently, for you are called to be set apart. Do not be afraid if others do not understand you, as long as you know that I understand you. Do not worry about being misunderstood, as long as you know that I see your heart. Let my word be the firm foundation beneath your feet, so that when the world shakes, you will still stand, not because you are strong, but because I am strong within you. Remember, my child, that every act you do carries eternal weight. Nothing is small when it is done in my name. A word of encouragement, a gentle touch, a kind deed, each can be a seed planted in a human heart, which I will cause to grow in my appointed time. Do not underestimate your influence, for you were created to carry the imprint of heaven into the world. My beloved, I long to renew your soul, not merely to bring momentary relief, but to reignite the flame within you, stronger, steadier, unquenchable. There are corners of your heart weary from collision, from unfulfilled hopes, from promises that have been broken. I see them all. I do not condemn your weakness, for it is in your weakness that my power is made perfect. I long to reach the deepest places of your soul, the places even you no longer dare to look, and there I will breathe new life, reviving dreams you thought had died. I long to strengthen your faith, so that it will not merely be words upon your lips, but a living power rooted deep within your heart. This faith does not depend on circumstances, but on the Eternal One himself. It stands firm in the midst of storms, and does not waver when the path ahead seems hidden, because you know that I am your guide, the light that never fades. I desire to build within you a faith that endures testing, a faith unafraid of the night, unwavering in silence, and unshaken by tears. When that faith is established, you will no longer live by emotion, but by the unchanging truth that I am here, unchanging, tireless, and ever near. My beloved child, I also wish to awaken within you a divine motivation, the flame I placed inside you from the very beginning. It is not merely the desire to live, but the longing to live for the purpose I have ordained. I do not want you to drift through life, or simply get by, but to live fully, burn brightly, and know that every breath you take holds meaning within heaven's design. When that flame is rekindled, you will begin to sense that life is no longer a cycle of meaningless repetition, but a purposeful journey, where every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow in me. As you open your heart to receive the flow of this grace, you will gain a deeper understanding of yourself and of me. This understanding does not come from intellect, but from spiritual clarity, where everything becomes known not through reasoning, but through the illumination of the Holy Spirit. I will give you new eyes to see the world through heaven's lens. You will begin to realize that nothing in your life is random, that even what you once called loss is part of a greater restoration I am bringing to completion. Then you will find a profound stillness, a peace that does not depend on circumstance, but on the assurance that I hold all things in my hands. My child, let me soothe the wounds you carry. My care is not a distant promise, it is working within every fiber of your soul even now. My current flows gently yet powerfully through you, washing away fear, cleansing the residue of doubt and melting the ice within your heart. I do not love you from afar. I love you in every moment, every breath, every heartbeat. My love does not come to judge but to heal, not to question but to embrace. Every part of my support carries the power of restoration. When you allow me to touch you, I will heal the places you once tried to hide. Your wounds will not merely vanish, they will become testimonies of my kindness. Where you once broke, I will cause living water to flow. Where you once failed, I will build a foundation of blessing. Where you once wept, I will sow seeds of hope. For I never waste pain. I transform every scar into a pathway toward grace. My child, allow me to enter every hidden corner of your soul, even the places you think are too dark for light to reach. Open the door of your heart, even if only a crack, and I will step in to shine, to warm, to renew. Do not fear when my light reveals what you have avoided, for I have not come to condemn, but to set free. When you dare to be honest with yourself, when you let me touch your most fragile places, that is when true transformation begins. Open your heart, my beloved, to receive something deeper, not just understanding, but communion. I do not want you merely to know about me, but to know me through experience, through companionship, through an intimacy nothing can replace. Let my influence flow freely within you, in your thoughts, your words, your actions, in every choice you make each day. Let me be the breath in your prayers, the strength in your weakness, the hope when every door seems closed. And when you allow this divine movement to unfold, you will realize that you are no longer the same. What once frightened you will lose its power. What once caused doubt will be replaced by steadfast faith. You will no longer see yourself as fragile, but as chosen, beloved, and empowered. When I renew your spirit, you will live in true freedom, no longer bound by the past or confined by your own limits. Believe, my child, that the work I am doing in you is real and ongoing. Even when you cannot yet see the full result, I am quietly at work. Do not be anxious if this journey takes time, for spiritual maturity does not come in a moment, but is formed step by steady step. I will not stop working until you are made complete in my love. Therefore, open your heart, receive, and allow me to do my part. Let my presence soothe your soul, ignite your faith, and rekindle the sacred longing within you. For when you allow me to touch you, you will not only be healed, you will be renewed. And in that renewal, you will discover your truest self, the one I have created, loved, chosen, and sent forth to reflect my glorious light in this world. Thank you for listening to this message. Know that you are not merely a spectator, you are chosen to live in the presence of God's Word every single day. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you will not miss any divine message. Amen.